Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Antonimo Bay, and today I'm just going to take a quick look at a little bundle of comics I got. You know the drill. You know what I'm always looking for is I love bad girl titles. I love weird stuff from the 90s. I love weird stuff from the 80s, stuff I haven't heard of. And every now and then I find little lots for like $10 or $12, 20 comics or whatever that have that, and so I pick it up. I get some doubles sometimes, and then sometimes I get some stuff like this, which I have never seen before. So this book is called Ed, starring Nikki Harris, I guess. Definitely an indie book, very black and white. Of course, there's probably not like level degrees of black and white, but you definitely got a lot of black and white going on in here. Some of the art is good, some of it is not so great. It's pretty blocky, pretty primitive. Then you get into some stuff that's clearly done by somebody else. I think it's a little bit of an anthology book, but it was on the weird side, and so I figured, shoot, I'm always up for something on the weird side. This looked like an image book. It's not. It's from Comic Conspiracies. Very, very imagey art style. Definitely. Pretty much inside and out. And kind of like a lot of early Image, it doesn't look like it's really breaking a lot of new ground as far as comic book genre goes. The art has its ups and downs inside. It's not fantastic. The cover's definitely good. But it did remind me of the artist from the 10th, and that's kind of why I was like, when I saw that in there, I was like, I'll grab it. It's another bonus for this pile. This is Valiant Star Slayer, the director's cut. I'm not that familiar with too much Star Slayer stuff, but it was in the pile. It came with a lot. A book I found that looked interesting was Complex City #3. It looks like a superhero book. It is basically it's a rom-com with superheroes. There's almost no fighting in it at all. It's literally this guy trying to go on a date with a new hero, and his ex-girlfriend shows up, and she was a supervillain, and it's funny and quirky and weird, and I'm glad to have it. Never heard of it. I read it this morning. I opened all these up and I was going through them, and I was like, yeah, that's stupid but enjoyable. His name's Bulletproof. Her name is Uber Chick or something like that. Anyway, a free comic book day comic. Looks like just previews. I always cringe when I get free comic book day comics in a lot because they were free. I hate paying for something that somebody else got for free, I guess. But it is what it is. Got a book called Gremlin Trouble, Anti-Ballistic Pixelations. I guess that's the name of the company that made it. Not familiar with that. Definitely looks manga-ish. I don't think it is. I think this is pretty American, but it's like American manga. It definitely, the look of it reminds me very much of Gold Digger. And I thought it was by Antarctic Press too, but it's not. It's something different. So it is what it is. I got a copy of Inmates #1 from Delta Publications. Not sure what that is. It's another comic book brand I've never heard of, but they did give me a trading card in the back. It looks like a full color T-shirt offer. That's freaking cool. The art kind of reminds me of like Cat's Eye Deity stuff. It's kind of fun looking, very 90s-esque. Well, I'm not wild about the, it's almost got like a hard cardboard cover. That means when I flip through it, it feels like I'm gotta bend it. But yeah, can't complain about the art inside. I got an issue from American Entertainment exclusive, Kaboom. Not sure what that is exactly. But hey, it was in the pile. You take what you get when you get the pile. Looks like some pretty decent art. Actually looks more like that dude who draws the... Oh, Jeff Loeb, Jeff Matsuda? Not really familiar with him. Anyway, I don't hate it. Looks interesting. Stark Raven, this looks like Wolverine. That's all. I just noticed it. I was like, this is totally like Legends of the Dark Claw. It looks exactly like Dark Claw. This is from Endless Horizon Entertainment. $2.95 cover, so it's probably early 2000s, 2001. About what I expected, and probably about the same type of content you would expect in that time period. Nothing terrible, but nothing to write home about. Grimm Fairy Tales 2014 annual. I get a few Grimm Fairy Tales every now and then, come through my stacks, through my piles. Usually the art is pretty good. That looks like she's beating up Cinderella, which is funny, I guess, to me. Other than that, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like amazing, so... this is another comic that appears in a lot of Bad Girl runs. You'll wind up with this. It's like a $1 one-shot World's Barbed Wire comic. I don't know if it's like a reprint or what it is, but you'll find out a lot of these. Not a Barbed Wire fan, but it makes its way into a lot of these. One book that I was very excited that I saw, is just probably one of the reasons why it was worth paying for the whole lot, is I saw that it had a Cutie Honey book in it. Now it is Uncle Joe's comic book featuring Cutie Honey, but I actually Cutie Bunny. Cutie Honey is a completely another comic book, but this is a character I always look for if I can find it, and I saw it and I was like, you know what? If the whole lot was like $12, half of the investment would be for this book alone, because it's just one of those weird offshoot type titles and hard to find, and usually they're fairly cheap, but if you got to buy them independently on eBay, they are quite pricey. And it looks like you have a whole bunch of elf Nazis and a whole bunch of elf humor and maybe some rabbit girls and a lot of stuff. I'd say they watched Wizards a time or two, because it definitely has a lot of feel of that going on. Anyway, that alone is worth the price of admission for the whole lot to me, because that's a rare character and a harder to find book. Twin Blades, there was a couple of issues of that in there. Not a whole lot to say about it. The art looks good. I'll have to give it a try. It's from Alias Press. I got issue 3, or no, I guess I just got 2 issues of number 1 with different varying covers. There's issue number 2. I got a book called Valkyrie from Alias Press, issue number 1. I've never heard of Alias Press. It does look like it deals almost solely with sword and sorcery books, which I can respect that. This is like almost a little too polished for me. I don't know. I'm not like in love with it. But it's in there. And I got another issue of Star Slayer, the director's cut. I think it's a different issue, because anyway, that's in there as well. I got, let's see, an issue of Voodoo Inc. from, I don't even know what studio. It is in English though. Yeah. It's one of those definite indie weirdo books, but I'm into indie weirdo books, so I'll take it. I think it's Estudios Deja Vu made it. I think that's who we're looking at. Anyway, $1.98 in the US. I gotta, you know what, now that I did it, I gotta look at the year for this thing. Year 1992. Okay, I would have guessed later, but it looked like a book made to look older instead of a book that actually is that old. Okay, so I'm more interested in the fact that because it is from 92. I got, the last two are weird. I got a book called Cynical Girl from Mordico, Summer number 1. Okay, I read this morning as well. Basically, she's a girl with 0 powers who just, whenever she sees anybody doing anything annoying, cutting in line or anything like that, she goes and changes and goes and bitches at their face. basically, in a different outfit. So it's truly a terrible concept for a comic book, because it's just like this bitchy, awful woman who, oh, you know, somebody cut in line at Starbucks, let me go switch my outfit and then go chew their ass in public. It's painful. But I can't tell if it's like supposed to be a parody of these real type of people. It's in 2000, so I don't know. Like I said, I can't tell if it's supposed to be an ironic character mocking this type of person who does this, or if it's in full support of the type of person who does this. Either way, it's bizarre, and it was in the pile, so I got it. Another super weirdo. Big monster fight. Fun for all ages. California must be destroyed. Doesn't really scream fun for all ages to me. But, I mean, she's literally whipping California. So that's kind of hilarious. Definitely on the weird side. And the art is, of course, I mean, strange, crazy grindhouse looking stuff. And I'm looking for a date. Because the price is $250, I'm going to guess early to mid 90s. And since you got a large, like, robot dude beating up a turtle, I don't know. It's got to be post Ninja Turtles, obviously. But weird. Exactly what we come to look for and expect in comic books. Odd stuff. See if we can find a date. I looked all over it this morning, couldn't find a date. I don't think there's a date on it. I'm going to say, I'm still going to guess like early 90s, mid to late 90s, or early to mid 90s. Anyway, that is my little lot of comic books. Like I said, I think this was like $12. And easy, the biggest takeaway from it for me is Cutie Bunny. But there's also some definite weirdness in here that I will take a look at. This is one of those weird books that, like, whether or not you want to collect them or not, I get it. But this is one that needs to hang on my wall somewhere probably. So anyway, that's all I got. That's my story. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, hit like. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.